What's up, world? This is the Cannonball Podcast. I am your host, Captain C. With me and all, brought to you by phone. With me and always, we have my crewmates, Ginger Beer.
Here's Gingy.
And One-Eyed Josh.
Iron mateys, how's it going?
Also brought to you by phone is Strong Arms.
Ahoy!
All right, so this episode is our first Sunday episode. I don't know if it's going to be always Sunday, considering everybody had work. So maybe we do the Monday instead.
Monday.
That probably might be the best.
Yeah.
That probably might be the best fit.
Mondays.
Yeah.
All right. So this episode is our Falling Skies review series. For the series, this pretty much is the only topic tonight that we're going to discuss. Thursday being our main show, which will have all of the other topics. This is just for the TV show. A little smaller episode, but hope you guys enjoy.
Sounds right.
All right. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, Falling Skies, episode 1. This is the pilot. So, who would like to start episode 1 or
I will.
what they liked and all that stuff?
Hello?
One-Eye?
Yeah.
All right.
So my notes say, episode 1, the way they open up the show with the kids' drawings, explaining and narrating the invasion, it sets a powerful emotional response in the viewer. It just makes you want to hug those kids, tell them things are going to be all right, but you know you can't. So it also affects you the person emotionally. I gotta say, for special effects, amazing. For a sci-fi show, amazing.
Well, it's TNT. Well, it's not sci-fi, it's TNT, but it's still a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not on the same level as Alien or
Yeah.
because it's not a movie, which takes a lot more to make, so.
I'd like to point out that Falling Skies looks better than Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Well, that's not second going very high.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go with special effects.
What I thought of the main character Tom is that he's brave, he's a smart man, humble, and that's what I like about him. So what I liked about him in the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Um.
Okay. I think when I judge you, we'll stop there.
Okay.
So everybody can get their impression of the first half. All right. I'll go next. Ready?
Yep.
All right. What I liked was I felt it sets up the world well and gives insight on the main characters and their struggles. I really did like the opening scene, one that you brought up with all the children and their drawings, especially Tom's youngest son, Matt, who just drew him and his family during the opening. I also really do love the bond he shares with his sons, and we get insight on just the two of them, but we can gather that he has a very strong bond with all three.
Yeah.
And he gives advice through his knowledge of history. He is a history professor, something that I think spoke volumes to me and Josh, because we both love history. And he's very much a history of the American Revolution and War, so it's actually there will be more history lessons that he gives throughout the show.
One thing I
I
want to add to the history thing real quick, since you brought it in. I love that Tom spouts history facts during certain stressful moments as a way to calm people down, so they don't soothe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And it's actually that takes a lot to. That's just a sign of being a good leader.
Yes. All right. Ginger Beard. What were the first impressions you got?
Well, it came off at a good start. I mean, and it just I never got bored. I never got uninterested. So
Well, that sets up a good pilot.
It does, yeah. It does, and I like the so far I like the characters like when they're first introduced, like you like him like straight away. You know, like
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, especially the Asian guy. His name is Dai, I think. Well, D-A-I.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, he is a badass.
Oh, I think he's probably, if you count the side characters, he's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
Besides besides the commander.
you mean Weaver?
Yeah.
Yeah, Weaver's over. Okay, I mean he's I don't like approve of some of his decisions.
Actually, I'm not gonna be with this. I hated him for like the first 4 episodes. I really did not like Weaver. Personally, it wasn't until episode 6 where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to change my mind about Weaver. But like, Weaver just rubbed me the wrong way at times. I'm like, I get that you're trying to, like, you know, you're trying to run a company of men that, you know, that are trying to lead a resistance. But you also got to think of what's good for the civilians.
But that's the whole point of his character, is that you have to remember that as a military officer, this is completely new to you. You're not used to having civilians under your command.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not used to do that. So, like, when I say I like Weaver, I like how they took his character and how they kind of molded him in these 6 episodes.
Oh no, he does get a lot of character growth from episode 1, the pilot, to episode 6.
All right, Strong Arms. What was your first impressions?
I'll tell you one thing that was kind of weird to me was that there were so many characters.
Yeah, that's
So many people to focus on, and they're probably gonna die before you even remember their names.
You would not like the Game of Thrones.
That actually brings me something
different.
Well, he's not. Well, Strong Arms is not wrong. They do have a very large amount of characters and casts that they focus on, but the main character is obviously Tom and his 3 sons.
Yeah.
Those are the story that we follow. Everybody else that we also share time with is I think it does set up a good series though.
So there was something that got brought up real quick when you were talking about how the characters, change, can die real soon. One of the characters, one of the notes I said I didn't like the love triangle that was being set up in the first episode between Tom's oldest son and that one girl and the other girl that ends up getting kidnapped.
Karen.
Yeah, Karen and someone else.
And there's this Catholic Hispanic girl.
Yeah, that doesn't come in until episode 2 or 3. I think.
Right.
That girl looks like she's 14.
I think she is.
And the guy looks like he's
18.
At least 20.
Yeah, I would say 20. Yeah,
20s, yeah.
Well,
early 20s,
to
but
be fair,
it's Hollywood,
the era when they asked 20-year-olds to play high schoolers.
Yeah, this was the era.
Well, okay, so we'll say 1 middle schooler, 1 high schooler.
And then the last thing I want to say
before you continue.
Yeah.
This isn't the last bit. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We also get a look at the enemy. They're called Skitters of the series, the aliens. We do not know their goal, but we do know that they're building something. They are also kidnapping children and forcing them to build and control them and make them their slaves. So basically, they're forcing the children as their slave labor. Is what we're introduced to in episode 1. It's
Yeah.
Like
Um,
the harness hits.
one of the things I want to bring up for Ginger is that he had a great allegory for what is actually going on, and I would want Gingerbeard to actually talk about the struggle between the aliens and the humans.
All right.
Alright.
All right. Yeah. Well, so I noticed how so it's about a history expert, right? And
Mhm.
and he always he comes up with these references to strategize and stuff and then over time I look at the weapons they have, the weapons the Scares have. It's kind of like the Native Americans and their bow and arrows, and then the Pilgrims and their guns. So it's kind of like repeating in history with the colonial times.
But in this case, the resistance are the Native Americans,
Yep.
and the aliens are the European colonists.
Yeah, and remember, colonists also used slaves.
True.
Except then use high tech items.
Yeah.
It was more like you work or you die. So
Yeah, that's one of the things that really surprised me about reading Gingerbeard's notes.
yeah, and well, it's kind of I'll be honest, I kind of got high while watching the show, and I gained a little insight while watching it. It's kind of it's how it popped in. I saw the aliens attacking humans, and this seems oddly familiar. Just
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of it. In my opinion, it kind of is an allegory to the colonial times. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I can see it. I don't hate that idea. All right, so let's do this. Our favorite scenes. I'll start. For the first episode. The one scene I love is the ending scene because it gives you a little hope, even though they are going towards the unknown.
Same. I would agree with that. My favorite scene, though, probably is the scene with the mechs are leading human prisoners to, I guess, the alien base. To me, like I said, I have it in my notes here, that scene inspires a feeling of hopelessness and, what's the word? Torture. Not only of what might be going on in that base, but what the people are being put through that are not at the base, Especially Tom's oldest son seeing his younger brother being led away.
yeah,
Like that.
who's not acting like his usual self,
Yeah.
a
But
zombie.
because, that also gives you a perspective of the harness.
Yes, yeah, the
Why,
harness.
they're being controlled.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I wonder if this also happened during the Europe's invasion.
No.
I hope not. I mean,
Well, I mean, look, I don't think we have mind control.
well, no. I mean, I don't know if we kidnapped and enslaved Indians. Well, so I don't know if that's.
Oh no, we did that all the time.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
did that to children all the time.
Oh my god. Well, so it's kind of a no, but different, I guess.
I mean, it happened everywhere.
I guess so. Across the universe, I guess.
Well, Gingerbeard, you also have to remember in history, it's not just the colonial, it's not just the colonists that enslaved Native Americans, and also the Spanish did it, the Portuguese did it, everybody did it.
Everyone enslaved everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not just a English thing.
I know. I never said what. Just
No,
trying.
I know you didn't. All right, Ginger Beer, what was your favorite scene of the episode?
I think my favorite one is like I guess the episode where they find like a store and how they destroyed that one alien with the shopping cart. Wait, no, not shopping cart.
Oh, that's episode 2.
Oh, it is.
Okay, I'm in episode 1. But did you have any favorite scenes in episode 1?
Well, I can't remember. Well, like so far, I remember the happy ending with the kids on a skateboard.
All right.
That's episode 2 again, I think.
It's fine. It's fine. Strong Arms, did you have any episode 1 favorite scenes or,
No, that's not episode. Oh, sorry. It's not episode 2.
Okay.
Episode 2 is when you meet the
You're right. It's episode
bad guys.
Oh yeah, those bandits.
Yeah. So episode 1, I was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
About setting off the bomb on that one alien.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to. Oh, sorry, Strong Arm.
No, but I think the scene right before, where the night before they leave to move to the new camp. And they were just like talking ideas about like could they really destroy that thing?
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Tower. Yeah, the tower.
Yeah.
I like how they all came up with the idea. And then Tom said, no, what you want to do is you want to do what the Trojans did with the Trojan horse.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I like Tom. He's such a good, he brings history into it and really, really gives you hope that you can do something. All right, I think that was a good episode 1 review. So next up is
I got a rating for it. Can I give it a rating?
Oh yeah, we should do the rating. Sorry, episode 1 rating system. So since we're doing TV instead of a movie, I think the series will get an overall grade of out of 10. But I think the TV shows, the episodes each would get 5 out of 5.
Okay, well then I gotta change my scores then.
Well, I just thought that'd be good.
And just we'll divide it by 2, I guess.
Yeah.
So you want to hear my score first?
Yes.
Or?
Ginger Beer, what is your score?
Okay, out of 5, 4 stars because it's great, but I don't know, I wish the special effects were better, but that's what we can get, I guess.
Yeah, TV though. So.
Yeah, I know it's TV, so like I would love for a higher budget show.
You have to remember, though, a higher budget show means it would have to make more money and it would have to be put on a much larger cable network, which doesn't necessarily mean they would be better quality either. So,
So
since they don't view TV like movies.
yeah.
But, alright, Strong Arms, what's your grade out of 5 stars for episode 1?
I'd say the same thing. A 4. It was like pretty good introduction. Like you understand like the stakes.
Alright. One eye?
Episode 1 gets a 4 out of 5 for me.
All right. Well, let's keep it on with the 4 train. I'm gonna go 4. It was a good pilot. Where there's some question, it gives you more questions than it does answers, and it sets up the series and the beginning of the story very well.
Yeah.
So let's start this. All right, episode 2, Falling Skies. All right, I'll start this one. All right. In this episode, we see the Resistance move to their new area and scout out the nearby armory to locate see if there's any weapons, ammunition, anything at all for them to use while they're here. While on the scouting mission, Tom and his group run into a band of humans led by Pope.
Yep.
Real quick.
First impressions of Pope for me, very good antagonist. Very good antagonist. He's set up as kind of a gray character, doesn't really care about the Resistance. All he's in it for is killing aliens.
So I did not view them as bandits. I actually kind of viewed them as neo-Nazi types because it seemed like everyone with them was in prison. They stated before this. I also got the episodes of like a Wild West feel, and I kind of viewed Pope as like he kind of reminded me of Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead.
All right, yeah, I see.
If not Daryl Dixon, it's his brother's Merle.
All right.
Well, it's kind of
All right.
in my opinion, he's kind of a mixture of Daryl and Negan.
That actually makes sense a lot. Actually.
Yeah, because he has.
Yeah, that I see that a lot actually, but I still kind of I enjoyed his back and forward with Tom.
Yeah.
There are two ideologies really kind of the actors really mesh well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I like their heart-to-heart that he has with Pope between Tom. I also stated something about the captain real quick. I did not like the captain. He's a dick. You should try to give equal treatment to everyone that he leads, especially if they are pulling their weight in their own way. In response to the doctor, who's saying, yeah, we're doing hard work too. We're just not on the front lines of battle.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
All right, Stoner, what did you think of the Pope and his band of merry men?
Well, I think, they set up more, realistic aspect. Because, these guys have been out there longer versus Tom and the others who've all been in this group, just with hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
So even when he teaches them, hey, you shoot for the leg, take out the legs first before you kill them. You can tell, these guys have been out there.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely. That's why I think if it doesn't set the tone that he knows how to kill skitters, it's that necklace that he has around his neck, which has all the skitter legs.
Oh yeah.
He knows how to kill them.
Which is great. Yeah, I mean, a great advantage for humanity.
Well, it does come in handy. It does come in handy in the later episodes, especially when he teaches them how to fight. They are so the group is taken hostage and have to barter their 50 caliber heavy weapon for their freedom. So basically, Pope takes Tom and his group hostage. One of their members dies in the assault. Although one of Pope's people gets shot in the leg.
Yeah.
And basically, they're shooting up with heroin as Pope sends the oldest son back with a message that I want that 50 cal on the back of that truck, on the back of that car. Basically, he knows what he wants. That's what he wants, and you don't know if he's gonna kill them or not. It's kind of vague.
Yeah.
I also, I also am gonna say this now. I don't think he's a racist, even though he's from prison. He doesn't strike me as a racist. I think he can smell cops.
Yeah.
Well, he's just
So when he has that little back and forward with the African American guy, I feel like he can smell pig.
well, just that he's very blunt and like he speaks his mind.
That's what I like about that.
Yeah. I mean,
All right. And then, so they, so I'll just get right on with it. So basically, the son heads back. This is where I kind of had a problem with Weaver, Commander Weaver. He basically says like we have to look out for our own. We can't just give up our heavy weapon just for Tom, which I agree with. Like we can't negotiate with,
with terrorists.
bandits. Yeah, we can't do that. So, like, I understand that. So the doctor and the older brother head back, to which the doctor tries to barter her skills for everyone else's life and saving Pope's men, which does kind of work. He leaves them to go get the heavy weapon himself, and in that moment, he has a betrayal of Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Who basically asks, that's probably my favorite line. She has, "Hey, he's gonna live, right?" What? He's gonna live, right? Yeah. What you asking her for? And then he just gets shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Still, I mean,
Okay.
well,
When she says oh, you didn't know what I had to do
stay alive.
to get into this group, which implies
Yeah, they raped her.
yeah, which the implication was kind of like unexpected for like a TV like 13 show.
Yeah.
Another,
Yeah.
yeah.
TVMA.
The slogan that's ended up being used by the Resistance is interesting: "Join or die." When he corners Pope and the rest of his guys, Tom and everybody, I think that was a very interesting slogan for the Resistance. It was basically the call for the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll join or we'll die or
Yeah.
But the aliens are coming. The aliens are coming. On a horse.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked this episode overall. I really did, and then I also prefer I like the way that I just enjoy having. I always enjoy antagonists and the main character having a discussion of ideology and having that back and forward. And just like seeing that like Pope is not just some, alien killing guy. He's actually a thought out character and very much curious about Tom and why he's there and why he's a part of it.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, Tom is interested in like what makes Pope Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also a chef. Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
That's an episode 3 thing, though.
Yeah, but still, it's still an unexpected choice.
Oh yeah.
Before I move on, my favorite scene, obviously I've been hinting at it, is the scene where Tom and Pope share a beer and are talking their ideology and what makes both men kick. That's my favorite scene in this episode. I enjoyed it very much because it's kind of my two favorite characters having the discussion.
Actually, that was my favorite scene too, because like I said, I like the heart-to-heart they had between them, trying to show that they're not really that different. They just went 2 different paths toward their end of the world situation.
Yeah.
Ginger?
I'll be honest. I am also the same way because I feel like that's the only scene that I can like talk about, you know, because I do understand that, like, if you're taking, if you're being held hostage by other humans, I mean, I guess, like, if you after what you went through with the aliens, I guess you're like, well, at least you're human, you know, because I think at that point you'll let anyone join your revolution because it's
Well, yeah, not to overstep. But I think Tom saw the value in Pope, knowing that like this guy can kill aliens and he knows how to do it.
well, yeah,
So
That's it, yeah.
there's the value he sees in Pope, which also leads to Tom being a very good leader.
The one thing I wanted to add real quick was my only gripe with this episode was at certain scenes the lighting was pretty off. Like it was too unnecessarily dark at one point, and it's too unnecessarily bright at another point.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
show.
yeah. It's always they always have lighting issues in the first season.
Yeah.
It's
But dude,
it gets annoying. Strong arms. Strong arms. What was your favorite?
that's every show though. So
Okay.
Well, that scene in the end when like the alien aircraft came, or am I mistaken?
Oh yeah, no, that was.
Oh, yeah.
Alien
They killed-
aircraft, yeah.
they killed
Like,
his group, right?
Like fires an airstrike all over the bandits.
Except for Poe.
Yeah.
Alien Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an alien ex machina. All right, well, for my episode 2 grade out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give this episode I'm gonna give it a 4. I enjoyed getting to know that it's not just the Resistance, there are also other humans that haven't joined or are possibly kind of on the fence about joining and maybe are just in it for the survival of the human race or just to make a living. I enjoyed that idea that they took, that it's more realistic, like not everybody's going to join
Yeah.
the world. Some people are going to be very much like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It might be the end of the world, but I'm going to live my best life.
That's why I prefer this show over The Walking Dead.
Episode 2 for me gets a 3.0 out of 5. Like I said, the lighting took me out of the experience for a little bit. But overall, I think the episode was a little too short. I would have liked a little bit more expose on Pope and what led him to be where he is now. Other than that,
Yeah, but you get that. No, but you're gonna get that throughout the other.
no, I know. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
I think as a writer and as a filmmaker, like if you're going to introduce a character, like you're going to have a number of episodes to introduce them, like. Take your time, like slowly peel back. It's like an onion. Slowly peel back the layers. You don't have to. You don't have to ejaculate all at once.
Yeah.
Onions have layers.
And I'm an onion.
Olgas have layers.
Yeah. All right, Strong Arms. What's your grade?
I'd say 4 out of 5, just for Pope.
Yeah.
And again, hearing like his perspective is really like what sets him apart versus all the other characters who I feel for the most part are one-dimensional.
I agree. I agree. All right, Ginger.
4.
All right. 4
Yeah.
out of 5. All right, not too bad. All right, onward, gentlemen, to episode 3.
Alrighty.
All right. In this episode, Tom and his team are on a search for his missing son, Ben. Episode 2 sets up a deal that he has with the commander that if he scouts out the mission, he gets to go look for his son, and he gets 2 days to do it. They find a compound of harnessed kids and their alien masters. Ben is with them. They realize they're going to need heavier weapons to deal with the aliens. Deal with the alien mechs. This is the first time I think it's the second time we've seen the mechs
Yeah.
for the aliens.
We see them in the end of the first episode.
So they head back to their base of operations, the John F. Kennedy. Would you say high school?
I think it's high school, yeah.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy High School.
Which is such a fitting. That's kind of a
Yeah.
I agree. Knowing Kennedy, you know.
Why JFK?
I have no idea.
I think it's a play on the Cold War. And
Probably.
yeah.
As the base of operations. I'm not gonna lie. I actually that first scene really kind of sets it where it's like, okay, you see Ben, you see his son Ben, he's harnessed and everything, and you're thinking, okay, they're gonna save him. All right, this is gonna be the saving episode, and then they're like, no.
Like it's like, my son, no.
Yeah, like there's too much. There's too much. There's like a mech. We can't deal with it. We need heavy weapons. So then they go back to the base camp, and you're just kind of like, okay, they're gonna go back, and the entire episode just kind of felt like an episode where it's like I felt for Tom because he's supposed to save his son, and every freaking step of the way, it's like brick wall.
That brings me with another gripe I have with the captain. When Tom is talking about rescuing the kids for all the families, he actually makes a very intelligible point. If you rescue all the kids and give them back to their families, not only does that boost morale, okay, of the survivors that are non-combatants, so that you have so that there might be more willing to people to join the armed force, the armed resistance, and that for the civilians. People who take more pride in their work because they have their kids back. Not to mention the more kids back that you can get more work out of.
All right.
Not only with that, but it also boosts their trust in the resistance itself. That they are able to get shit done.
I agree. Okay. Gingerbeard, what did you think in the first couple minutes?
Well, I was relieved that they were finally going to get Ben back. But, well, I mean, when Mike screwed up, screwed up. I mean, I can understand why you did. I mean, your son's over there.
Yeah.
It's his kid.
Yeah.
I understand. So let me continue on. So while they're going back to the school, they regroup with the captain and the commander, where Tom runs into an old doctor friend who's found a way, he thinks, to take off the harnesses safely to get the kid without the kids dying.
Yeah, I'm Harris. He's called.
Yeah, but in order to do that, he has to test it on a kid. To which, like, Tom is basically, it kind of sets up his son's going to be the guinea pig.
Well,
when they said that, I immediately, as a kid, was like, okay, we're going to get Ben back. As an adult now, I saw the red herring on the wall, where they're like, they're not going to make Tom's kid be the test subject. They're going to pick another one.
Yeah. For the one thing I want to say real quick to bring it back to about Pope, for this episode, I love the fact that Pope was grilling the guy on how bad the food is, and I love that they decided to give him a chance as the chef for the resistance of the chef for the resistance. But I died at the line. For the love of God, will somebody give me some olive oil? I lost it. Sorry, I lost it.
Okay. All right. Strong arm.
Well, I mean, you kind of knew, at least I think, like, there's no way, like, they're gonna rescue him in the first 10 minutes. Like, this is gonna be a whole episode at least.
Agreed.
My other
All right.
thing I had to ask real quick, was there a scene that scared you or just made you jump? Because for me, it was when the Skitter jumped or popped out of the dark and actually got me. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
No, not really.
well, I mean, dude,
Can't say.
I was a little surprised. I was like, I wasn't like scared. I was like, oh, okay.
I was startled. I wasn't really scared.
All right. So let me continue. Let me continue talking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This, part. So so we got to the rescue part where Mike screws up, and instead of Tom getting to save Ben, Mike gets to save his son, which kind of like that sets up like he's going to be the guinea pig.
Yeah.
He's going to be that subject, but it also leads into Tom's oldest son and his friend getting captured by the mech.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
when that neck like killed those kids in front of him, from
Oh.
Al and then Liv,
Yeah,
That was-
well, yeah, it's obviously. But before we get there, I thought that was the scene you were going to talk about, Josh, where it's like that's just horrible.
No, I actually do have a thing about it. I said it was heartbreaking. It was a very heartbreaking
See,
scene.
that's what I thought. What the scene that really like was like a badass moment was when Tom took one of them alive.
Oh, I know. That's why I said bring that back real quick. Bringing the Skitter as a prisoner of war, that was a huge morale boost to everybody.
It was
sure,
also
yeah.
a badass moment.
Oh, it is a badass moment, dude.
It reminded me of Independence Day when Will Smith is dragging the alien.
yes,
Yes.
Well,
It
that's
reminded me
now.
of that. Although it would have been funny if Tom says, "Can somebody do something about the smell?"
Yeah. What the hell that smell?
Then John, that scene comes to life when he goes back out there to get his son Hal, and then he runs into Hal and hugs him, and Hal says, "They let me go, but they shot him. They shot him."
Yeah.
And I think Karen was harnessed, I think.
Yeah, she was taken captured. They took one alive, and basically let one go to be the messenger. Like, if you try again, we'll kill more.
Yeah.
Basically the message.
You know, that is what strikes me the most. You know, when you think about it, like, these aren't some, like, mindless aliens. Like, in ways, they almost think like us. Like, it's almost like they knew, like, how to speak to humans.
You know, and the weird thing about it, and this is going to probably go to episode 4 or 5 as well. When I say this, I mean, like, the way the Skitters treat the young teenagers. Like, they treat them like they're their children.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
There are moments when they look at the kids like they're their kids.
Yeah, when there's a scene when they're all going to bed, and the Skitter is actually rubbing its hand, like caressing it, and I'm like, the fuck?
And then they line them up and shoot them.
Yeah, like
Yeah, see that part kind of
was like what?
Yeah.
all right. But again, I alluded to my favorite scene in this episode again. My favorite scene: Tom fighting the Skitter and taking it back alive.
Yeah,
I just thought that was such a cool moment for the main character. I thought it was a great time. And Another, I think, a secondary scene was the surgery for the harness kid to see how they take the harness off.
I would have said the harness kid scene, and probably the scene where you're gonna shock. I'm gonna be shocked, but the Skinner scene where they're killing the kids.
All right. Since your favorite moment?
I guess it's well, I guess it's when they're dragging the alien home. Like how like what are you doing? What are you watching?
I was just checking something on the.
So yeah, like well they got like I like how like even though they didn't get Ben back, they still got like a win. Yeah.
They got a major win. They
Huge
got
win.
they got a major win. They got a prisoner of war. They finally they had a successful surgery of taking the harnesses off, and now that they have all these tools, when he goes and saves Ben himself, he knows that his son will be safe. Then the harnesses will be taken off safely.
Oh well, wow. That makes the next episode will look awful.
Yeah. So all right. Okay. Before we go on Strong Arms, do you have any favorite scene?
Again, I would say just the lining up the kids and shooting them. That was the most unexpected.
I think it also gives you an insight on the Skinners and how they think. I do agree with what you said, Strong Arms. I agree with what you said. It gives you a huge insight on how they operate, how they think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so grades for this episode. Ginger, you'll start, and we'll go back to the way that we did the first episode.
Again, I'll give a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm upset that they didn't get Ben back, all because Mike was reckless, and I'm pretty sure I was because of him, Hal was captured, right?
Yes, it's because of him.
Yeah, and
3.5. Yeah, I understand. 3.5. All right.
yeah.
All right, Strong Arms, you're great.
I'd say 3 out of 5. Didn't love it, didn't dislike it, but besides the one scene, it seems pretty cliche to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Ginger. Oh no, not Ginger. Sorry, One Eye.
I gave the episode a 4 out of 5. I just thought it was a really good episode. Pope has started to become my favorite character for the episode. I hope to see more of him, which I'm probably sure we will. But yep. Episode.
All right. Well, for me, I guess episode 3. I'm gonna be frank. Is a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Really?
My reasoning for the 4.5 is I liked it overall. You get a good idea of the Skinners and how they treat the harness kids. Of course, you think they treat them badly, but I also really did like they give you those wins for the resistance, like Tom dragging it, the prisoner of war, being able to take the harness off successfully, giving Tom that relief that, okay, I can save him, I can, when I do get him, he'll be alive.
Yeah.
I also found it fascinating how they, basically what the harness is, it's like a endless supply of drugs into the human.
Oh yeah.
Into the human
They're
bloodstream,
completely
yeah.
stoned. And the only way to take the harness off is you have to counteract taking the harness off with drugs.
You have to give him a huge saline drip of morphine, basically. Which I even stated in my notes for episode 3 that the doctor creating the idea that they're to reverse the effects from them dying to use morphine saline drip is amazingly brilliant, and they're lucky that he's alive.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. So that was episode 3. Episode 4. We're almost done, gentlemen.
Can I start it off?
No. I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. I like doing like a little synopsis of the episode before we get talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah. So episode 4. In this episode, Tom is tasked with gathering supplies for the resistance. Basically, Pope gives the commander that there's a bike shop in the town next over that could be quite fruitful for bikes and other supplies as well. The resistance needs supplies, like they need vehicles, medicine, everything. So Tom is tasked with this week to find motorcycles with his oldest son Hal, Pope, John's favorite character.
Yeah. His name is Di.
Di, and then the African American who Pope thought was a game banger, but really in this episode we find out was an ex-cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Pope, there are 3 things I wanted to mention real quick. I laughed so hard when Pope said a great line about him not being given a gun. He says, "What am I, a fucking Canadian?" That drove me over the edge. Another one was his line reference to Slytherin, and then my last statement is he has a great sense of style and especially a great sense of taste in motorcycles.
Okay.
All right. And then, so that's I guess that would be the A storyline for this episode. The B storyline is that the doctor and the I guess both doctors,
Yeah.
Tom's friend and the person are tasked with trying to figure out how to communicate with the alien, the alien prisoner.
Yeah.
Or, what makes it tick.
Yeah,
So,
might I add, Captain, there's a scene where the doctor decides to use a dead skidder to communicate, which I think was a very bad idea to show, hey, look at your dead friend, bitch.
Yep. Yeah.
well, I think, again, he's trying to... It's both a bad idea, but it's also a good idea because by doing that, you find out that they actually communicate through
Static.
radio waves.
Yeah.
And static. So by doing that, it was probably a bad idea, but it was also a good idea in the moment.
Yeah.
So Pope and the others are going to the motorcycle dealership, and they actually come across and stumble across, thanks to Pope, a band of sleeping skidders sleeping underneath the bridge. And my favorite line from Pope is, at least they're sleeping and not having skidder sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which just sounds...
Like it'd be
very
disgusting.
close. That just sounds that just sounds disgusting to hear.
Yeah.
But we also find out that the mechs are shut down because the aliens are asleep.
Yeah.
So after that, they get to the motorcycle. Dealership where they're looking to make sure each motorcycle can be turned on. And this is when Pope makes his daring escape from the group to basically go back and kill the skidders and then leave.
Pope will knock out, die, and escape. I was like, no! My guy!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to add real quick about a character that we haven't talked about yet. the girl that's introducing this episode, who's like overly about Christianity and Jesus, I have to give her props for props is due. To be in the scenario she is in and still have her faith and believe in praying is necessary and all that type of stuff, shows not only incredible inner strength, but moral conviction and never fading belief in her faith.
Yeah.
So that struck me about her.
I don't know. I personally, I think what that shows, in my opinion, is that she has in dire situations, in horrible dire situations, people either lose their faith altogether, or they become so strong in their faith. It happened in the Holocaust. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Where people will either lose their faith or have their faith altogether. Hold on. All right. So basically, that's how the episode. So Pope leaves. He escapes. He kills the Skitters, which wakes the mechs up and the other Skitters up. And another interesting kind of dilemma. They're held at gunpoint by children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're using them as shields, basically, and they're like, we know you won't kill them.
Which, great military tactic, horrible thing to do, but great military tactic.
Yeah, horrible thing to do, but I respect it.
Yeah.
Well, the one the cop guy, he seemed to know I'm in trouble. He was I don't know. He seemed like if he had to do it, he would. Because I guess because it's his the cop instincts. I guess I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of I think in his mind, the harness kids. I think he's resigning himself into thinking that they're dead, and that they're being, they're just, mindless. They're just mindless zombies, is what I've gathered. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I think that there are people out there that would do that, where it's if put to the pressure of killed or be killed, they would rather kill them and live than die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they make their escape. Pope gone after this episode, which is obviously he escapes. So I'm not going to that place.
Well, I like how the survivors were how they're going to miss his cooking because all because
You really didn't know that son of a bitch really didn't know how to cook.
I love that scene.
I hate him.
Commander?
I hate him, but I love his
bread.
Yeah, his that was wrong.
Yeah.
No, but and then unfortunately, was it this episode the doctor dies?
I think it's the next one.
I didn't even
Alright.
know the doctor died.
Oh, oh yeah,
I probably wasn't paying attention at that moment. No.
Dr. Harris.
Yeah. Now I remember my name.
The guy,
the
guy.
He had to do the surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the next episode.
I think he so we find out that he was with Tom's wife when she died, and I guess he ran away. I guess I don't know.
Yes. So basically, what happened was Tom was supposed to go out with him to look for food. I guess he didn't sleep that night, so instead, his wife, in order for him to get some sleep and rest goes out in his place.
Right.
And the attack happens. The friend leaves her in fear, and she ends up dead.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think my favorite scene in this episode, I'll start, is I like the Pope scene where he goes back and he's just like, you know what, F it, I scared, but I just can't take this out. I can't just miss this opportunity to kill these bugs.
Same.
Oh, I think another thing that I remember is when Mike's son started. Well, he lost his memory, I guess, of his dad. Well, I guess everything, because I guess he.
The longer it comes into play, but the longer you're harnessed, probably the less likely, or the more likelihood is that you're going to forget your family and in favor of your surrogate family.
I mean, but I also feel like that it will come back slowly.
I agree.
That's why I think Ben, when he, well, I'm jumping ahead, my bad.
Josh, don't get too far ahead.
Yeah, well, that's why I said I caught myself.
Well, I like how with the alien prisoner used the kid to communicate.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then when Mike took his harness off, he's like, he put it back on himself.
Is
Why
that?
would he do that?
Well, have you ever tried cocaine? It's kind of like that.
Yeah. All right. Strong Arms. Do you have a favorite scene?
I would say when the kid,
Mike's
when
son.
the harness kid, when the harness kids are trying to shoot the resistance, and they eventually figure out how to avoid them, basically.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed that scene. I did like the alien getting kind of its ability to finally say when it needed to say, but I also liked the line that the doctor said, "Oh, he's studying us just like we're studying him." He's
Yeah.
trying to figure out why he's still alive.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed seeing the eyes of the alien and the doctor, obviously the group's doctor, the resistance doctor. The way that they can kind of look in each other's eyes, and it's not that she wants to kill it. It's more of what makes it tick.
Yeah. Well, she's
All right.
well, I think of her as letting go of her hate and anger for
I agree. I agree.
what I appreciate,
I really did appreciate that. All right. Well, episode 5. So this is the long-awaited episode. He finally saves his son, Ben.
Oh well, I haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, well, that's episode 5. Episode 5 is basically Talib is tasked with getting medicine and other supplies. It's not really a plot. It's just kind of it goes quickly like that. Talib goes to he gets permission to save Ben, and they begin scouting the hospital for any kind of for any signs of Ben and where are they keeping him and off site and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So Ben is being held in his group are being held in the hospital at night for rest and making sure that they can complete their work on time. in this episode, we also find that the doctor gets killed because
Yeah.
he's reckless.
Well, yeah. What did Hal? Well, sorry, Chris. Cam. Did Hal? With the oldest son, I know he has a plan of a Trojan horse. Like
Yeah.
he's this guy says one of the harness kids, and
Yeah.
did it work?
Yes, it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the thing three things I want to bring up about his about Tom and his kids is there's three things. One, I think Tom is a little too hopeful about his son Ben in this episode, the beginning of the episode, about where his son is at and where his whereabouts are. Two, I think Tom's son Hal and I think Megan I see a relationship blooming in the near future between them.
Yeah.
Three, this is the off-tangent thing, but did anyone notice that for the Skitters, they use Velociraptor sounds from Jurassic Park?
I didn't hear that. I mean, I just like.
Captain C, do you hear it?
I'm sure they were just using like sound effects. It was produced by Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
Makes sense, I guess.
I don't think Tom understands.
Fallen Skies is produced by the legendary director Steven Spielberg.
Okay, so that makes
Yeah,
sense why there was
produced
Jurassic
by
Park noises. Okay.
That's why I said I thought you would have noticed he's in the credits.
No, again, I've never paid attention to the credits.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw him in the
I'm just
credits.
saying.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean,
Okay.
I was like, hell yeah.
And I don't think Tom
that's
understands.
why-
Dude,
all right.
well, dude,
Sorry.
One eye. Shut up.
be
Okay.
quiet. Okay.
All right, but that's the reason why me and my father love this series, or watch this series together. It's not just a story about a father and son. It was also brought to you by the legendary filmmaker and director Steven Spielberg. He didn't create it, but he backed it, produced it, and basically believed in the project enough to make the series.
Which is, respectable.
That's another thing.
All right.
This episode, so like Gingerbeard said, he obviously saw the Trojan horse, Hal being harnessed.
I saw. I was sorry. I saw. So far, I've only saw a quarter of it because, like I was supposed to be on episode 3, but it skipped to 5. I guess my parents were watching it. I guess and just
Well, they probably were wondering what you were watching.
no. I don't think they knew I was watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they're not interested in my interest.
Well, they had to have been if they got to episode 5.
Well, yeah, I guess so. And then again, I would have to ask, but yeah, so I saw episode 1 through 5.25 because I didn't see all of it. Because
It's fine, Ginger. We won't ask you for a grade until next episode.
Yeah.
all right,
You
then.
get a chance to watch episode 5 and 6 on your own.
Yeah. Hey, is it alright we stop a little earlier than usual? Because I'm ready to get home.
I mean,
Well, so far we're an hour and 9 minutes. So
Well, we only have 2 episodes left, so I mean.
yeah, we're pretty much almost done with episode 5.
okay.
Yeah, I'm almost done with episode 5, and then we'll be done with episode 6. So just give it a couple more minutes.
All right. I had a long day at work. So I'm just
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, okay. Continuing on with episode 5. So we find out that after the doctor gets killed, they
There.
find the Skitter's weakness, which basically is the mouth, which they find out because of an accident with the barrel of a gun going into it and it knocks it out.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
might want to add real quick, the low key, it was rude going and reaching in the Skitter's mouth to test the theory. I mean, I know why it was done, but it was low key kind of rude.
Okay, so if it was a nuts, see, you're trying to question, would you do it?
Well, no, but
What? You wouldn't do it?
why would I stick my hand in Renatsi's mouth?
To kill him?
I mean, I could just shoot him in the head.
Okay, well,
All right.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
anyway, sorry.
No, so the doctor of the resistance, and to show how the weak spot grabs a doctor's cutter and then stabs the alien straight in the mouth with it, and basically kills the prisoner of war because they were going to kill the prisoner anyway because
Yeah.
he murdered someone on resistance order in the resistance. So how knowing that information goes in with the fake harness and basically uses it as a Trojan horse and gets to where the Skitter is keeping the harness kids asleep. The episode takes a huge turn when Tom says it's taking too long, and Maggie and him go in this side entrance, and that sets up the beginning of the assault, where Hal sticks the knife inside the Skitter's mouth and kills it, or kind of wounds it, and then Tom kills it, and they save the harness kids, every single one of them. They take all of them back to base, and they perform the harness removal surgery, which they lose one kid.
Yeah, I cried at the loss of that one kid.
And they don't really they didn't really explain it. Like why does one kid die when the other
I think-
4 survive?
I if I had to guess, I think what happened is that as probably a defense mechanism of maybe the Papa Skitter getting killed, it enacts a
Fail safe.
maybe a fail safe where if you don't get the harness off in time, you lose all the children.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
guess.
So, like,
yeah. I'm just guessing. Either that, or maybe the kid was stressed out, and maybe stress kills him.
Well, I mean, I know, Dr. Harris is...
Wait,
Well, what?
wait, you said like that, those harness things, you said was like a drug, so...
Yeah, it pumps
think,
a
like-
drug into them, similar
like it
to
went
morphine.
into withdrawal?
Possibly.
I think it is,
or,
yeah.
Or it overdosed. He overdosed. Like, that's the fail-safe. Like, literally the harness just, overdosed him
Yeah.
to kill him.
But again, like, why is it just one kid that dies? When the other...
I think it depends on the immune systems, I guess, like in each person.
Yeah.
Either that or the harness was damaged.
True, it's also possible, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe the kid had a disease and just
Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think that they were trying to add suspension in the episode. Like, we can't save all the kids; we have to lose one. And in my opinion, that's where I'm like, yeah, but you have to explain why he died. Like, you can't just kill the kid and then not explain what happened.
yeah.
Like, why was it that harness that broke? Like, what did it? And it didn't look damaged either. So I don't know. Maybe the harnesses think on their own.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't know. I understand. I understand what you're feeling, Strong Arms. My favorite scene, obviously, again, not to spoil it, but I guess I spoiled it, is the rescue of Ben. The Ben scene where they finally get the harness off of him and he sees his dad for the first time.
Yeah, and recognizes him.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so, all right, so it doesn't always work. Like you don't always forget your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite scene. One Eye, what's yours?
Probably that scene along with the scene where Tom is somehow starts sneaking around into the facility because I love the music that was used, or the ambiance music that was used for it. It was very well done.
I agree. All right, Strong Arms, your favorite scene?
Probably the rescue scene.
All right.
Like, they spent the last 3 episodes setting it up, so.
Definitely. All right. My grade. I'm gonna go with 3 star. 3 stars out of 5. I did not hate the episode overall. I felt like I agree with Strong Arms that the kid dying at the end kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth because they don't really explain what happened, and it just felt like it was an unnecessary death. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they didn't really need it. Like they could have saved all the kids.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a 3 out of 5. One Eye.
I'm giving it slightly above yours. It's about a 3.5. Same reasons. I wanted to see more of the Pope. I think they should have had a side story with Pope on his own, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I also felt like with episode 5, it's like it's midway because each season's 10 episodes, so this is really the season, the winter finale. I always felt like this one was kind of a weak finale because it felt a little rushed. You know, it felt like they were rushing episode 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys got that, but it definitely felt like a rush.
There were some
like
times, yeah.
That they were kind of cut for time. I felt like maybe instead of it just being a Ben episode, like saving Ben, maybe they should have just like either made that the focal point and completely saved Ben, and then we don't know if it worked or didn't work, him remembering his dad.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Strong Arms, what's your grade?
I'd say 3 as well. Like, the whole harness removal scene and, like, Ben, like, getting back together or, like, remembering his family. I don't know. That felt kind of rushed when you consider what happened, like, how the last kid acted.
Yeah, like how Mike's kid acted. I agree. That's why I said I just felt like they were rushing for time. Gingerbeard, when you watch it, the rest of this episode, I feel like you're going to feel the same way.
Also, I think something tells me that the memory loss is it's like a side effect of the thing being taken off, but their memory will return to them in time.
I don't even think it's a side effect. I think the kid genuinely does not like that he's not harnessed.
Yeah.
He's grown
attached to it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think
it's like a drug.
I think the kid has that what's that syndrome that
Stockholm
kidnapped kid.
Stockholm syndrome.
Well, I think it's like drug with withdrawal, you know? Like he wants more of it, you know? Like
it could be I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome and drug withdrawal.
Yes. So, being that Gingerbeard hasn't seen episode 6, I think we should stop here. And since it is it's a 10 episode season, we'll start up episode 2 of this Falling Skies series with episode 6, giving Gingerbeard a chance to watch it fully so he can be a part of the grading system.
Okay.
All right then.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, boys. So this has been another fun episode of the Cannonball Podcast, Falling Skies series review. Like this podcast series is going to be. We're going to also discuss other series during these episodes. Once we get done with Falling Skies, we have Band of Brothers next, and then what was the other?
Black Sails.
Yours?
Black Sails is next, and then the Tulsa King.
Yeah. So these are the series that we're going to be doing on this podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We did. We like these series, so we hope you all enjoy. Have a good night, y'all.
Later, y'all. Peace.